Okay, this is a video to help you with the calculations for the heat and calorimetry lab. I have the PDF worksheet open to page 2 and page 3. They do give you one example, but I'm going to walk you through another example using this data right here. So the first thing I need to do is calculate the mass of water heated. Well, that is done in your data table, but in order to get that information, you need to know the volume of water, and the density of water, of pure water, is always 1 gram per milliliter. So let's calculate that. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because it is using stoichiometry or unit conversion, whichever you like to call it, to change that unit from milliliters to grams. So we know that water is always 1 gram per milliliter, and we used 118 milliliters. So I have milliliters in the numerator, milliliters in the denominator, if you can imagine this being a fraction, grams over milliliter, instead of with the slash there. So that's 118 grams of water. Okay, the energy lost by the food. Whoops. So another thing we need to note is that the specific heat of water is always 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. What does that mean? Well, if we have 1 gram of water, it will take us 1 calorie to raise that 1 gram of water 1 degree centigrade. So if we want to change the temperature of 1 gram of water, it's going to take us 1 calorie, 1 lowercase c calorie, to change that water 1 degree centigrade. So if you want to change it 100 degrees centigrade, you're going to have to multiply that by 100 and burn 100 calories. Okay, so that's just something to note that you're going to need in the next calculation. So calculate the change in temperature of the water. I've already done that. That would be 101 minus 24. So that's in my data table. Then we move on to this formula right here. So the energy lost by food. The energy lost by, in the example, it's a marshmallow. I'm just generically calling it food. You need to tell me what your specific food is, but let's do that calculation by using M. Well, our mass was 118 grams times C. C is that specific heat of water, which is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. And then we multiply that by our change in temperature, which is 77 degrees Celsius. Okay, and we end up with calories. Why do we end up with calories? Because we have grams in the numerator from our mass. We have grams in our denominator from that specific heat, which is why we have more than 1 unit in that denominator. So our grams and our grams cancel, and we have centigrade in our temperature change and centigrade in the denominator. So those cancel out, so all we're left with is calories. So let's do that math. 118 times 77. That gives us 9,086 calories. Okay, we did not burn just 1 calorie of food, or we did not test just 1 gram of food, I'm sorry. We tested 1.5 grams of food. So let's go ahead and do that calculation. We have to scale our calories for 1.5 grams of food. How do we do that? Well, we take our number of calories we calculated for whatever type of food we have, which here we calculated 9,086 calories, and we burned 1.5 grams. Okay, so 9,086 divided by 1.5 is 6,057 calories per gram. Okay, and the last thing we have to do is convert from lowercase c calories to capital C calories. Why? What's the difference? Well, a capital C calorie is a kilocalorie. And the reason why we don't call it kilocalories is because it just adds an extra syllable onto the word, and humans are lazy. So we abbreviate the kilocalories by changing the C to capital. If you check your nutrition labels on any food you look at least in the States, all the calories are listed in capital C calories. That is because it's not a lowercase c calorie, it's actually calories divided by 1,000. So let's see how many calories are in our gram of gram of generic food that I'm using. So 6057 divided by 1,000, and we could do calories divided by 1,000. Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to multiply that by 1/1000th, 1 calorie by 1,000 calories. Okay, so what's our answer? 6057 divided by 1,000 is about 6.1 capital C calories. So that is how you do those calculations. That will help you on the second question in the pre-lab as well as your post-lab. If you have any more questions, just shoot me an email and I will help you as soon as possible. I check my email most days in the morning, in the afternoon, and just before bed.